6 birds in a trench coat, building a zoo.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Reptopia. As usual, a few things have happened, well, mostly off camera. I cleared out a spot next to the large vending machine area and another one next to the small vending machine area. Both of these I am planning to make into playgrounds. Then I plopped down some curbs. In fact, I put down curbs over here and over there, pretty much everywhere. Filled in a couple of empty spots next to the building with some flower beds. Then I went back to the small area and plopped down some of my own blueprints, which I am allowed to use. So we have sort of a basic little playground here, a sandbox and a swing set. And the large one, that is a project for another time. I'm planning on making at least part of it walkable and, well, you'll see. For now though, let's get building for the dwarf caimans. According to the Zoopedia, the dwarf caiman can live next to rivers or in more swampy areas. So I decided to make the indoor-outdoor habitat work for me by creating a more river-like area on the inside. That, of course, is right next to the actual river habitat of the Nile monitor. So those two will kind of work together. You can see the river over there on the right-hand side of the screen. Why do we say right-hand side and not just right side, by the way? It might as well be right leg or right ear, or is it because we're pointing? We're giving directions to an idiot and we're trying to get them to actually look at the flipping hand that is pointing, go that way? Is that it? Huh? Yeah. Anyway, the indoors part of the habitat will mimic the Nile monitor habitat, but be a little more tropical, a little more wooded, because these guys live in forested river and swamp areas. The outdoors part of the habitat will be full-on swamp. So while I'm reusing the bluish tinted concrete in here, it will be an entirely different color outside. Even the rocks will have a different color. But as Hemingway said, show, don't tell. So rather than talking your ear off, I will lean back and put on some music. And here we have the finished caiman habitat. That is the indoors part, obviously. And as you can see, I put more than just 2 caimans in there. I know the Zoopedia says that they live alone. They're mainly solitary animals. Sometimes you'll find them in pairs. But the Zoopedia also mentions that they do sometimes live in small groups. So that is what I did. Because it's a very large habitat for these guys, and it looked really empty with just 2 animals in there.
Look at the face.
The next step of today's project, of course, is the gift shop. It was a bit of a challenge because, I mean, look at the shape of that area. That is not a building shaped. So the building will also not be building shaped. Let's just skip some of that path work there, shall we? And start by covering up that staff building, fully enjoying the fact that sandbox mode allows the guests to not care, and to also not magically sense the presence of a staff building through walls. I wanted to make it open, but at the same time closed off. So I went with mainly glass when I built this thing. Just a hint of the usual suspect, the usual printed concrete at the bottom, and then just glass all the way up to where it meets the ceiling of the main building itself. And once I had the first wall piece down, it was just a matter of copying it over and matching it to the curb so that I don't have that ugly piece of wood sticking through. Kind of annoys me you can't mix and match the curbs and paths, and yeah, a lot of adjusting there. So let's get this done, shall we? that is a functioning souvenir shop. There's still a few empty shelves here and there, but that just means plenty of room for future ideas. The habitat is done. I might do a bit more terrain work in there, but apart from that, pretty happy with the result, and so are the little animals. At this point, there are only 3 more episodes to go, which is definitely a good thing considering the fact that there are only 11 days until deadline. So let's take a little look at it. The area that's been done, I think it works really well together, the different habitats as well as the staff areas. And as you can see, there's still this oddly floating restaurant in the middle of a habitat. And that is what I'll be tackling next time. Thank you so much for watching, and if you don't want to miss the next one, you know where to click. Bye!